What'd you say?
It's Swami time. It's a holiday edition of Swami time. Guys, instead of doing write-ups this week, we're going to give you a holiday edition of the Pick'ems. I'm going to give you your fantasy fate.
I didn't choose not.
It's a big time of the season, and the playoffs are coming on. As you can hear in the background, there's lots going on. So let's go ahead and introduce our guest this week, the Wiry Winos.
What's up, guys? What's up? Stay out distance for you, baby. You know it.
Excellent. We're going to do the picks this week, and let's get right into them to keep it short and sweet since the games are already on. Wiry Winos at He Hate Me's Hater Nation. Going into the swamp, the Winos dragged their cardboard box into the swamp. Both teams have new quarterbacks, Andy Dalton at Oakland and Colin Kaepernick at New Orleans. I think that is of note in this game right here. I'm going to give the nod to the Winos this week. I really, really like his matchups. Andy Dalton against Oakland should be huge. The Patriots defense should score. And Wiry Winos, go ahead and put He Hate Me away and put his season away. Moving on. Picking the next game, we're going to turn this over to the Winos to pick the Nerd Puppets at Chubby Chaser.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. Welcome. I'm thankful to be here today. This matchup has all the makings of a great matchup. I think the Chubby Chasers have been on a slide, and the Nerd Puppets come off their 5-game slide or 6 games, whatever it was, a lot. That's all I know is a lot. The two quarterbacks, I think Brady has a huge advantage here. When you're looking at it, the running backs are all pretty much matched up. Both the wide receivers are matched up. Hernandez needs to get off to a good start to offset Jimmy Graham. I don't think he can offset Jimmy Graham. But here's what it's going to come down to. Tom Brady will put on a masterpiece performance. The Jets put up at least 38 today. The difference maker is these two players. The Tennessee Titans score a touchdown against Jacksonville today to best the Ravens. And watch this matchup. Matt Forte passes out of the backfield is the difference maker. His receiving yards will push Chubby Chasers to a 3-point win over the Nerd Puppets.
Yeah, Winos, I do agree that Chubby Chasers gets this one. I think Tom Brady is going to be a difference maker today. My difference maker in this game, something to look out for, is Aaron Hernandez. No Gronkowski. Welker hurting a little bit. We've got some banged up receivers. Hernandez, having been held out for weeks on end, now gets his chance with Gronk being out. I think Hernandez might be able to show up and do something there. Swami also has Chubby Chaser. Going on to the next game, Blakesta's Gangstas at Orange Crush. Blakesta's Gangstas riding high. For all intents and purposes, he has won the division already. It's not completely mathematically done yet, as the Nerds still have a chance to catch him. Everything has to fall in place for that. We'll know after today whether or not Blakesta's Gangstas is going to have that first-round bye wrapped up. Receivers have absolutely been carrying Gangsta all year long. Andre Johnson, A.J. Green, Reggie Wayne. That's been fantastic. This week, Ridley and Lynch get plugged in at running back. Cam Newton starting to come on and show some signs of his freshman year as of late. So that could really be big for Blake going forward. Crush, she just really had trouble this year with running back. She hasn't been able to follow it as much as she needed to. She's plugged in second and third string running backs. It's just been a disaster at running back. Her receivers have been okay, and Drew Brees is always what he is. But what can we say? Blakesta's going to just run away with this. He's going to crush the Orange Crush, and he's going to go ahead and wrap his division title up. I've got the Gangsta winning that one.
Yeah, Commish, I do too. Crush has been on a downward spiral, and I think it continues today. And it's simply a matter of not being able to plug in the right running backs.
Okay, so we're in agreement there. I think that one's done. Stay in the kitchen and cook us some Thanksgiving.
Let me take this.
Let the men handle the fantasy football.
Let me start off with this, Commish. This matchup is going to be high scoring. I mean, this is a battle of two guys trying to win a division title. I actually think one of these guys clips Chubby Chasers for the division title. Look for Doug Martin and his team to find whatever happened to Atlanta's defense last week will be exposed again this week. I think Demaryius Thomas is the #1 rated wide receiver this week going against Kansas City. Vernon Davis, Colin Kaepernick loves him. Look for him to have another 60 yards, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Chris Johnson will go off. He may have 200 yards today. I expect him to go off against Jacksonville. And I think Randall Cobb will add to his touchdown list again this week. Tough matchup here. I don't like Victor Cruz because I don't like his quarterback right now. And I think Peyton Manning's got a better matchup than Aaron Rodgers. I look for Tenacious Terriers to clip the Horn Dogs and try to inch towards that division title today.
If there's one team that you look at on paper when you very first look at it, I think the Horn Dogs are probably the scariest. You got name recognition of Aaron Rodgers, Chris Johnson, Arian Foster, Victor Cruz, Jason Witten. It just jumps off the page at you. I don't think anybody wants the Horn Dogs to get into the playoffs. Triple T certainly do not. He wants to win a division. He wants to move into the playoffs. Knocking out big names like that for your run towards the championship would be big. Manning has been great. He's been solid every single week. He's got a great matchup against Kansas City. When I look at the matchups that look like the matchups favor the Triple Ts, I like the players probably better on the Horn Dogs, but I'm going to go matchups this week. I'm going to say the Triple Ts clip him, but in a very, very close one. And it could come down to something just as silly as a field goal, a safety, or some kind of defensive score here. I think the marquee players are going to cancel each other out. It's going to come down to something that's a little bit off the wall there.
Well, in staying with that, I think that Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, I think he's good for 100 yards and a touchdown. You plugged him in last week, Triple T's, and I think he's going to be another smart play this week. Easily canceling out Arian Foster this week, and that's a big chore.
Well, since we didn't give that the Game of the Week heading, we're going to go ahead and give this one Game of the Week billing. Game of the Week billing. Crimson Rain at the Headbangers. We were going to make Triple T against Horn Dogs the Game of the Week, but since we didn't, we're going to make this one Game of the Week. Sorry, Crimson and Headbangers. It just happens to be that's where you fall. Go ahead and start us off on this one.
Well, there's breaking news. I just want you to know, Commissioner, there's breaking news. I kind of criticized Crush's running backs, and I'll be damned if Mikael LaShore doesn't score a touchdown while we're sitting here. So we're a little late in getting these in, but I still don't think it matters. Crush gets off to a fast start. This one is a very interesting. I think Calvin Johnson's on fire right now. Marcel Reese could have 100 yards out of the backfield today. Fred Jackson's coming in a little banged up, as is Jordy Nelson. So is Owen Daniels. This one just looks really tight to me. It could come down to an Andrew Luck late touchdown. I mean, this game is tight. I like the match. I think Matt Ryan rebounds from 5 picks to throw for a couple scores against Tampa Bay, but look for Andrew Luck to offset him. I just think this game's too tough to call. I do like the Headbangers kicker and defense better in this matchup. That could be a difference maker.
So who do you like there?
I think they're going to end in a dead tie. I think the bench points will be the tie. I think it's going to be a tie.
Go. Very hot.
Dude, I can't.
You can hear it sizzling.
Yeah.
First tie in history.
Okay, call him for a tie.
The bench ties. Everybody ties. It's just a tie.
The Swami doesn't have the luxury of picking a tie, so we're going to have to go out on a limb here. I do want to say that I don't think anybody has as successfully worked the waiver wire as Crimson Rain this year. He has plugged in some fantastic bye-week replacements. He has taken some chances. They have paid off. I mean, you can just look at his roster right now with Marcel Reese, Vic Ballard, Andre Brown, Brian Hartline. Those have all been fantastic pickups that have carried him on. He is in the hunt for a division championship. Please. He's in the hunt for a division championship, and I think he gets it this week. I think that he's going to make some successful moves. I think he's done well with what he's doing. The Headbangers are just not putting it together this season for whatever reason. They can't get on the same page in any given week. I think that his season and his playoff hopes are probably over this week as Crimson Rain puts him out of his misery, and it's over for the Headbangers.
Let's talk about playoff scenarios right quick. I know we got a limited time, but
30 seconds for you there, Wino.
There's no doubt that the Gangsters are in. They could lose out and still win their division by way of points. I've done some acute analysis. I believe that will happen. I believe Gangsters will win the Holden division. The Fulton division's up right now. Chubby Chasers has a slight lead only because of the division record at 5-2. If they win next week, they seal the division whether they win or lose today. Well, no, that's not true. But
okay, guys, we got to wrap it up. We got to stay under our 10-minute time limit here.
Let me ask you one question. Name the teams that make the Super Bowl.
Right now, the teams that make the Super Bowl, I'm going to say, are Chubby Chaser and Blakeston's Gangstas.
I agree.
And we have agreements there on that. So, having said that, good luck. Happy Turkey Day to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. From the Orange Crush, from Headbangers, and Swami is out!